huge, big world out there, and I want to see it.
Here at World of Cruising, we're always looking for new ways to explore. On a recent trip with Grey Rail Journeys, we caught up with tour manager Ian Ray to understand why rail and sail is such a compelling way to see Norway.
My first trip abroad was to Norway. I was, I think, 14, and it was a school trip. We were going skiing. We took a coach down to Newcastle, and then we sailed Newcastle to Bergen. My abiding memory of sailing in was seeing all these different little houses, green and blue and red and pink. I came from a grey concrete slab environment, so I was really awestricken by that. Something, I think, clicked in my brain at that moment that said there's a huge, big world out there and I want to see it. And I took from that a love of travel, which is with me to this day. Many people are avoiding flying these days. It can be a long, drawn-out process when there are delays, all sorts of things. So I think that's why there are so many of these sort of royal trains now are appearing with luxury, going like the Orient Express and so on. So I think it's that combination. By going by rail, you can get into smaller places. You can spend 2 nights in some of these lovely little places in Switzerland or Germany or any place in Europe, and people really enjoy that. It's quite a remote landscape. So when we took a train from Oslo to Bergen, 7 hours, and it was spectacular. Now flying, you fly over that, you're not going to see anything. You may see a white-capped mountain in the distance, but to actually experience it, and for the train to be stopping at some of these stations so you can get photographs, you can get a feel for the people living in these small communities. I think that's really important. People who are travellers want to get back to that almost golden age of travel, and the train was the golden age, really. Scandinavian countries in general are they're outdoor people. They have their saunas outdoors. They lots of them ski. They do hiking. When you pass through these villages, you see people out in the snow doing things. So I think it's it's their way of life. Many people have asked me, why have they still got their Christmas decorations up? And it's not really Christmas decorations. They're trying to lift the spirit by these little lights twinkling. It's wonderful for them, and I think that makes it better. I think the first thing is you have to be flexible. There may be some trips where we don't see any snow, but it doesn't lessen the experience because there are other things underneath the snow that make the trip valuable. People are disappointed, I must say, if they don't see the Northern Lights. That's why we were all out at midnight last night. And they came out slightly, but I'm confident we'll see them before the tour ends. So on this trip, I would say the food, for a start. The food on this particular company is top notch, as are the staff. The staff are so friendly and so helpful. We stay in 4- and 5-star hotels, which are excellent, very local. They're in the centres, they're localised. You're not out in the country where there's nothing to do. There's restaurants to go if you have free evenings. People who do this are very welcoming to others. I think there's some sort of a camaraderie thing that we're in this together. That's very important as well. And as a tour manager, I think it's very important that a tour manager looks out for the signs and makes sure there's no one that's isolated or on their own. You cannot force people to join in, but at the same time you can offer opportunities. And that's what travel is doing, it's broadening the mind.